why your brain fakes productivity, and the 90-second pattern interrupt fix. You're not lazy, you're clever. Your brain is faking productivity to keep you safe. That inbox sweep, color coding your Notion, tweaking slide fonts, that's not incompetence. That's a nervous system picking the fastest path to relief. Here's the twist. Top performers don't just optimize tools, they optimize safety signals. There's a 90-second pattern interrupt that moves relief from avoidance to action. Starts with a 4-6 breath, longer exhale to stimulate your vagus nerve, then one tiny move. Done right, it feels easier than doom scrolling. Stakes. 43% of workers spend 10+ hours a week in productivity theater, performing work that looks good but doesn't move the needle. Recent workplace analytics and engagement reports converge around this figure. Today, I'll map the exact mimicry loop that traps you and show you the 90-second fix you can run on command. Coming up, why your brain defaults to performative work under pressure, amygdala-driven threat avoidance, and how to flip it fast so starts feel safe again. The cost of cognitive mimicry. Cognitive mimicry is when you perform the look of work to avoid exposure. It's drafting a dashboard instead of a draft, sorting emails instead of decisions, polishing a header instead of a paragraph. It feels responsible, but the needle doesn't move. The cost shows up in 3 places. First, the emotional cost. You end the day exhausted without progress. That mismatch erodes identity. I'm behind becomes a background story that colors every start. Each lap through mimicry teaches your brain that avoiding risk feels safer than earning results. Second, the opportunity cost. Deep work windows vanish. Projects stall, timelines slip, and small delays compound. The hours stack heavy, but outcomes stay light. Multiply that by weeks and you quietly lower standards, not because you want less, but because your body keeps choosing the fastest relief. Third, the social cost. This isn't niche. Writers, designers, operators, academics, everyone feels the pull. 43% report spending 10+ hours a week in productivity theater. That's not a handful of bad days, that's a full workday lost to performance. And it's seductive because it earns micro-praise. Quick replies, clean boards, visible busyness. Here's the belief break. It's not laziness. Under pressure, your amygdala flags vague, high-stakes tasks as threats. Prefrontal control dips. Your system narrows options and hunts for relief. Inbox pings and formatting changes offer quick, predictable ease, so your brain learns, do more of that. That's relief learning, not moral failure. The real problem isn't the task, it's where relief lives. Right now, avoidance delivers faster calm than starting, so you reach for what works in seconds. Our job isn't to shame that reflex, it's to relocate relief into motion with a reset your nervous system says yes to. Once you see the loop, you can interrupt any beat and the whole thing collapses. Let me show you the 4 beats you keep tripping over. The mimicry loop, 4 beats to stuck. Here's the loop that quietly runs your day. 4 beats, see them once and you can break them anywhere. Beat 1, the trigger. It's almost always small but loaded with ambiguity. Draft Q3 narrative. Email the client about scope. Start grant intro. Vague task, fuzzy outcome, obvious criticism risk, your amygdala flags threat. Heart rate ticks up, chest tightens a hair, attention narrows. Prefrontal control dips just enough that options collapse to 2, finish perfectly or hide. That's the moment relief hunting starts. Beat 2, the spiral. Under threat, the body wants fast comfort. Busy work is perfect because it's low risk and instantly rewarding. You sort the inbox. Nudge a chart, rename files, tidy columns. That tiny exhale you feel, that's the reward. You didn't solve the work, you solved the discomfort. The brain quietly records, avoiding this task gives me relief faster than starting. Next time the trigger appears, your hand moves before your plan does. Beat 3, the mechanics. Shame and self-focus take the wheel. Instead of what's the next move, you think, what's wrong with me? All or nothing creeps in. If it can't be perfect, don't begin. Options narrow. The start feels heavier. Prefrontal flexibility dips, so you miss gradients like one bad line or subject line only. The work grows teeth it didn't actually have. Meanwhile, each micro-avoidance pumps another drip of relief, reinforcing the detour. Beat 4, the cost. It's not just lost minutes, it's identity drift. I'm behind becomes your default prediction. When starts feel dangerous, you unconsciously lower stakes, chase checkable tasks, stretch timelines, and hide in planning. Over weeks, you feel tired, not accomplished. That confirms the critic's story and primes the next trigger to hit harder. The hidden driver across all 4 beats is relief learning. Your brain prioritizes the fastest path to not it. Right now, avoidance wins that race. So, trying to outmuscle this with willpower backfires. You're pushing while your nervous system is braking. Thread up, prefrontal down, biology wins. The fix isn't heroic. It's precise. You have to make starting deliver relief faster than escaping does. That means you flip the loop from avoidance right arrow relief right arrow bigger backlog right arrow louder shame to start right arrow relief right arrow tiny progress right arrow lighter identity. We'll do it with a nervous system first reset. 1 longer exhale to signal safety via the vagus nerve, 1 concrete micro move so small your body says yes, and 1 clean stop to prove starts are safe. Once you nail that, everything else clicks, because you've moved the reward to the behavior you want. Next, I'll show you exactly how to run the 90-second pattern interrupt on command. The 90-second pattern interrupt. Here's the tiny protocol that flips relief to motion. It's 5 moves, and it has to stay simple because threat hates complexity. Step 1, breathe for 6. Inhale through your nose for 4, exhale through your mouth for 6. 1 or 2 rounds is enough. The longer exhale stimulates your vagus nerve, which tells your body, not a tiger, we're safe. Long exhale breathing increases parasympathetic tone and downshifts amygdala-driven threat. You're not meditating, you're signaling. If counting annoys you, just make the exhale slightly longer than the inhale. That's the rule. Step 2, name the task concretely. Say it out loud. Right now, I'm just going to open the Q3 report doc. Not work on the report. Your brain needs a handle it can grab. Add right now to anchor it in the present. Step 3, 60 seconds of motion. Set a 1-minute timer. Do the smallest slice that moves it forward. Type 1 ugly sentence, write the subject line only, skim the first heading, shoes on, and march in place. Keep it laughably small. If you hesitate, shrink it again. The point isn't to finish. The point is to move while your body feels safe. Step 4, stop at the ding. I know that's counterintuitive. Stopping on time is what teaches your nervous system that starts are safe and controllable. If every start hides a 90-minute ambush, your body will resist the next one. Keep the promise. 60 seconds means 60. Step 5, reassess. Ask, do I want 1 more minute? Not should I want. If yes, stack another minute. If no, close it and count the reset as a win. Either choice is success because we shifted state. Threat down, approach up. Guardrails to make this reliable. Use any external timer, phone, watch, stove. External time frees attention. Keep the scope fixed until the ding. No sneaky multitasking. Don't rate the minute. We measure starts, not speed. And pair a tiny celebration with the check. Say, yes, fist squeeze, tick a box. You're retraining relief to follow motion, not escape. Quick wins that count today. Draft the first line, paste 3 bullets you already wrote, rename the file accurately, write 1 email subject, shoes on and do 10 wall push-ups, open the chapter and highlight 1 definition. Motion is the medicine. The size is irrelevant. Micro story. A client had 400 unread emails. Reset, breathe for 6. Right now I'll sort 5 subjects. Timer on, 5 decisions, stop. Next minute, she wrote 1 subject line and the first sentence for the hardest thread, then stopped. 2 resets a day took the inbox under 150 in a week. No marathons, just starts. Run 1 right now in your head. Whisper, right now I'm just going to open X, exhale longer. 1 minute, ding, want 1 more. Once you nail this, everything else clicks because relief now lives in motion. Language switch, coach, not critic. The voice in your head is a performance variable. Under threat, the critic spikes your amygdala. The coach lowers it and hands you a move. Change the tone, change the start. Here's the swap deck. Always never becomes right now. I always procrastinate turns into right now, open the file. Perfect becomes possible. This has to be perfect turns into what's a possible first line? Finish becomes start. Finish the chapter turns into start for 60 seconds. 3 prompts run most days. What's the next sentence? What's easy now? What's 60 seconds? Tie them to action, prompt then motion. Mouth to ear beats thought to thought, sit quietly out loud and move. Pocket coach script you can memorize. Right now, breathe out longer. I'm not behind, I'm in a reset. Just 60 seconds. What's the next sentence? Stop at the ding. Want one more? 5 lines. That's your rail under pressure. Now here, S where most people mess up. They argue with the critic. Don't. Critics speak in global, timeless absolutes, always, never, everything. You answer with specific, present tense actions. Open the doc. You're not debating identity. You're cueing motion your body can obey before anxiety grows teeth. Common traps in replies. Time distortion, this will take forever. Coach, 60 seconds, then decide. Identity smear, you're not the kind of person who follows through. Coach, right now, start anyway. Let actions decide identity. Catastrophe preview, if this isn't perfect, it's ruined. Coach, possible beats perfect. One messy line. Why this works. Specificity lowers ambiguity, which lowers amygdala alarms. Present focus shrinks the horizon. Process language reopens options your all or nothing brain hid. You give your prefrontal cortex a rung to grab. Practice loop. Anchor the script to triggers. Calendar opens, inbox loads, shoes go on. Say the line out loud and run 1 minute. Flat and kind beats loud and fake. Think calm paramedic, not hype squad. Micro story, a designer's inner line was my brain S not working. We swapped to right now, open Figma and drop 1 rectangle. She laughed, did it, then chose 4 more minutes. The win wasn't the rectangle. It was proving starts are safe. One more test you can run today. Write 2 versions of a task. Version A, finish the task. Notice the wait. Version B, right now set a 60-second timer. Open the file. 1 ugly line. If your shoulders drop at all, that's your green light. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Clarity lowers threat, kindness lowers resistance, and coach language gives you both. Pair it with the reset, and starts get light on command. Environment design, 1 tap starts. Environment beats motivation because it decides how many micro choices sit between you and a start. Under threat, every extra click feels like another hill. So our goal is simple. Make priority work open in 1 tap or less. Start with the 1 tap rule. Any top task should launch to the exact place you act, not the app homepage, in a single click or shortcut. That means a bookmark to today's report file, not the drive route. A keyboard shortcut that opens your writing template with the cursor in the first line. A home screen widget that jumps straight to today, start here, not the inbox. If you can shave 2 steps, do it. 2 steps saved across 5 starts a day is dozens of decisions you don't pay. Run a quick friction audit. List tomorrow's top 3 starts. Next to each, write the first 3 actions required to begin. Your job, remove 2. Save logins, pin tabs, rename the file with start, Q3 narrative today, and drag it to the desktop. You're not optimizing for speed, you're optimizing for certainty. When the first move is obvious, your 60-second reset fires cleanly. Anchor spots matter more than people think. Decide where you do each type of work and pre-stage that spot. Writing anchor, water, headphones, and the doc shortcut already on screen. Finance anchor, notebook, calculator, banking bookmark. Add a trigger object, a sticky that reads, reset 46 name 60s stop. Your eyes hit the cue and your body remembers the script. Build a tiny start script, TXT, and keep it open. At the top right, I'm not behind, I'm in a reset, just 60 seconds. Right now, I'm going to. Fill the blank with the smallest visible action. This removes the need to invent language while stressed. It's a tool, not a thought. Use digital hygiene for the first minute. Turn on a 60-second focus mode tied to the target app. Open the dock and Slack quiets automatically. Full screen the window. If notifications are kryptonite, put the phone face down behind your monitor for 1 minute. We're not banning anything forever. We're creating one safe window where nothing competes with the start. File naming is a stealth lever. Confusing names become invisible when you're stressed. Rename active files with an action first pattern. Start client scope notes 2026-0206. On mobile, make a widget for that file. When the file name, the shortcut, and the anchor sticky all say, start here, your brain stops scanning and just moves. Pre-stage tomorrow in 60 seconds. Leave a bold next line in the doc. Draft 1 email subject and save it. Put shoes by the door. Future you shouldn't have to think, they should just follow rails you laid in under a minute. Avoid the trap of organizing instead of simplifying. If your system takes more than a minute to activate the first action, it's too heavy. One doc, one shortcut, one script. Fancy can come later. Right now, you need starts. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches: launcher muscle memory. Assign the same keyboard shortcut to open your top task daily. Say, Command-Shift-1 for writing. Practice it until your fingers move before your critic speaks. Motor memory beats mood. Micro story. A team lead spent 20 minutes finding the weekly report template every Tuesday. We created a one-tap doc that opened the exact file with the cursor on the first line, plus start script, txt, pinned beside it. Start time fell from 20 minutes to 2. Same brain, less friction. Clarity beats complexity. When the path to the first minute is obvious and near, your nervous system says yes without debate. That's what we want. Starts by default. Clarity protocol. Shrink ambiguity, shrink threat. Vague tasks are fog banks. Fog triggers threat because your brain can't see edges. Edges create safety. So we'll shrink ambiguity until the start is concrete and tiny. First, convert finishes into starts. Finish the report becomes open Q3 doc and write one ugly line about the intro. Email the client becomes draft subject, quick scope clarification. Study biology becomes highlight the first definition in chapter 3. Outcomes live far away, processes live here. Use implementation intentions for the first minute only. If X, then Y. If I open the calendar at 9:00, then I run one 60-second reset on the highest leverage task. If I load the inbox, then I sort 5 subjects. The constraint matters. 1 minute. 5 subjects. Your body trusts boundaries it can cache. Write decision simplifiers into your tools. Action first file names do half the clarity for you. A doc called Start, Outline, Hook Bullets tells you exactly what to do. Add widgets that open to the exact doc instead of a folder. On paper, top your to-do with Start Here, right arrow, right now just. Add a micro checklist for messy tasks. 3 boxes, open file, write 1 bad line, stop at the ding. The third box is the magic. It protects the boundary that keeps Start safe. For creative work, set ugly on purpose constraints. First line must be bad. Drop 1 rectangle on the canvas. Lowering quality pressure unlocks motion. You can polish later with a timed review window. Use the 3-prompt clarity scan whenever you stall. What's next sentence? What's easy now? What's 60 seconds? Pick one answer and move. If none appear, the task is still foggy. Shrink it again until an answer is obvious. Create first-minute recipes for recurring work. Writing, open doc, type title, 1 bad line. Inbox, sort 5 subjects, draft 1 subject line. Fitness, shoes on, 60 seconds marching. Finance, open bank app, write balance on a sticky. Recipes, remove invention cost. Add a checkpoint phrase to keep scope honest. Decide at the ding. No mid-minute upgrades. If you want more, you'll choose it after the timer. That micro boundary keeps your nervous system from anticipating a trap. Micro story. A grad student kept punting a literature review. We reframed finish lit review to open doc, paste 3 citations, write 1 ugly transition. She ran 6 1-minute resets across a day. No marathons, just edges. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Clarity shrinks threat because it tells your body exactly what to do now. Combine a concrete first move, an if-then for the first minute, and a hard stop at the ding. Starts become small, safe, and repeatable. And when starts are safe, momentum stops depending on mood. Momentum metrics measure starts, not stories. We're going to track the only thing that rewires the loop. Starts. Not hours, not mood, not perfect outcomes, just the moments you flipped from threat to motion for 60 seconds. Why? Your brain learns from fast relief. If you attach a quick win to starting, you'll chase starts tomorrow. Here's the rule. Every 60-second reset counts as 1 check. Make 5 small boxes visible for today, on a sticky, in notes, or as a simple widget. R1 through R5. Your job is to earn checks, not rack up minutes. Whether you stopped at the ding or stacked a few extra doesn't matter. A start is a win. Build a streak the smart way, at least 1 check daily. That's your floor. If today gets messy, drop to 30 seconds. Open the doc, 1 ugly word. Ding, check the box. The point is identity, I start anyway. Resilience beats spotless compliance. Pair each check with a micro reward to move relief into motion. Say yes out loud, squeeze a fist, or hit a tiny chime in your tracker. It sounds small, but that pairing is the rewire. You're teaching your nervous system that motion delivers the fastest exhale. Keep the metric light. If tracking takes more than 30 seconds, it becomes theater. One row of boxes, one line called Tiny Win. Done. Want a hint of steering without complexity? Add an initial next to the check. W for writing, E for email, F for fitness, S for studying, A for admin. At week's end, glance at the pattern. If all checks are E and A, you're avoiding W. Aim for one W check daily next week. No shame, just navigation. Integrate the metric with your tools. A home screen widget with 5 tappable dots. A single habit in your app named 60-sec reset. Avoid multiple habits for every domain. One habit, many applications. Keep attention on the lever. When checks drop for 2 days, don't self-blame, tune the system. Lower friction, add a one-tap shortcut to the exact file. Shrink scope, fall back to 30 seconds. Re-anchor timing, run one reset at your known high-leverage window. The metric diagnoses, you adjust. Micro story, a client tracked hours and felt like a failure nightly. We switched to 5 start boxes. Week 1, 2 checks a day. Week 4, a 14-day streak of at least 1. Output rose as a side effect, but the headline was lighter starts and less dread. What you measure grows. Measure starts so starts grow. Now, let's make the loop relapse-proof with a tiny ritual that catches spirals early. Anti-spiral, recognize, reset, review, 3Rs. Relapse isn't moral failure, it's gravity. The 3Rs are your guardrails. Recognize, reset, review. 3 moves under 5 minutes that keep the loop from reforming. Recognize, label 4 parts quickly, trigger, thought, feeling, action, out loud or on a sticky. Trigger, calendar ping, thought, I'm already behind, feeling, chest tight. Action, Instagram. 10 seconds, neutral tone, no diagnosis. Maps reduce threat because they turn fog into something holdable. If you notice judgment sneaking in, rephrase as weather. Ah, rain. That neutrality preserves energy for the fix. Reset, in the script you already know. Say, I'm not behind, I'm in a reset. Breathe 4-6 once to calm the vagus break. Name the smallest concrete move. Timer on for 1 minute. Move, stop at the ding. Ask, do I want one more? The chain matters. Recognize, reframe, right arrow, breath, right arrow, micro move, right arrow, stop, decide. Scripts beat stress because they remove debate. If your critic protests, reply, we're only deciding for 1 minute. Boundaries shrink risk until your body says yes. If you can't find a micro move, shrink again. Open only. Subject line only. Shoes only. Remember, we're relocating relief to motion, not doing heroics. Review, 2 minutes before you close the day, write 3 lines. Worked, friction next, keep it factual. Worked, 2 resets on report, 1 on inbox. Friction, report doc took 3 clicks. Next, create shortcut, leave a next line. You're transferring wisdom into tomorrow's environment and banking evidence that you start. Avoid report cards. If you catch, I was lazy, rewrite as fact. 0 resets after 3 p.m., energy dipped. Facts point to levers, judgment feeds shame. Layer a weekly tiny tweak, 5 minutes, 1 change per category. Remove 1 click from a top start. Pre-stage 1, next line. Refresh 1 coach cue for a known trigger. 1 tweak a week compounds fast because every saved click becomes dozens over months. Set 2 daily reminders labeled Recognize plus Reset at your known slump times, morning start and post-lunch. When they fire, 1 TTFA and 1 1-minute micro move. Habit beats hope. You're wiring a reflex, not waiting for motivation. Micro story, an afternoon collapses at 2:15. A client added a 2:15 alarm titled Recognize. She wrote TTFA, trigger post-lunch lull, thought I'm behind, feeling heavy eyes. Action, YouTube, reframe, 4-6. 1 minute moving 1 task to today. Stop. She wanted 1 more and drafted a subject line. At 5 p.m., review noted pin today view. Next day, pin saved 2 choices and afternoons held. 2 pitfalls to avoid. First, turning recognize into rumination. Label once, then move. If you catch yourself analyzing, why am I like this? Run the coach swap. What's next for 60 seconds? Second, turning review into a grade. It's a cockpit, not a courtroom. Adjust dials, skip the verdict. Set it up tonight. Put a TTFA sticky on your keyboard. Duplicate a 3RS note template. Schedule 2 recognize plus reset pings. Choose one click to delete in the morning. The deeper win is prediction. You're teaching your brain that starting is safe, recovery is fast, and small is enough. Once it believes that, motivation stops being fragile because the reset is automatic. Recognize quickly. Reset kindly. Review briefly. The spiral can't build when you loosen it at the first turn. Let's apply this to the 3 traps that eat whole weeks: long writing, inbox overwhelm, and fitness avoidance. Same tools every time: reframe, 4-6 breath, 1 laughably small minute, hard stop at the ding. Writing first. The threat here is ambiguity and perfection pressure. Your critic whispers, "This has to be good," which spikes the amygdala and freezes the start. Play it this way. Say, "I'm not behind, I'm in a reset." Exhale longer. Then coach voice, "Right now open the doc." Timer on for 1 minute. Your micro move is ugly on purpose. One bad first line, make it disposable. This intro stinks, but here's the point. Ding, stop, reframe again, ask, "Do I want one more?" If yes, write one supporting sentence, still not the whole paragraph. If no, close and count the start. Why it works. The ugly line drags the task into the present, drops quality pressure, and gives your prefrontal cortex a rung to grab. Mistake to avoid: mid-minute editing. Editing is a separate reset later with a timed review window. Inbox next. The threat is volume plus uncertainty. Every subject line feels like a tiny demand, so you hunt for relief elsewhere. Shrink the target until your body says yes. Reframe, breathe 4-6. Right now, sort 5 subjects. Timer on. You only decide 5. Reply, archive, snooze, or star. No long replies during the first minute. At the ding, stop. If you want one more, draft exactly 1 subject line and the first sentence for the most important thread. Stop again. Common pitfalls: opening random rabbit holes, silently upgrading scope to clear all 300, or judging yourself mid-set. Keep the unit fixed. 5 subjects is the win. That reliable relief flips where your brain finds the exhale. Fitness last. The threat is effort plus identity baggage. "I'm out of shape" turns movement into a referendum. Make it so small your body says yes automatically. Reframe, exhale longer, coach voice, shoes on, 1 minute timer. March in place, wall push-ups, slow squats, hallway walk, any motion counts. Ding, stop. Ask if you want one more. Some days you will, other days you won't. Either way, you're rebuilding the identity of someone who starts, which lowers the start friction tomorrow. Guardrail, no hidden marathons. If you routinely turn a 1-minute start into a 30-minute ambush, your nervous system will anticipate the trap and resist next time. Keep the boundary clean. Add a checkpoint rule across all 3. After 3 resets on the same task in a day, decide scope cleanly, continue, schedule a longer block, or stop for today. That prevents you from turning resets into an accidental grind. Quick run through together. Pick one avoided writing task. Whisper, reset. Breathe 4-6. Timer on, 1 ugly first line. Ding, decide. Inbox, sort 5, then if you want 1 subject plus first sentence. Ding, decide. Fitness, shoes on, 60 seconds of motion. Ding, decide. 3 wins in under 6 minutes, 0 willpower wrestling. The lever isn't heroics. It's moving relief from avoidance to action in tiny, trust-building starts. Belief break, why willpower fails under threat. Now the belief that keeps this stuck. I just need more willpower. Under threat, that plan burns out fast. Here's the biology. Vague, high-stakes tasks ping the amygdala. Threat up, prefrontal control down. Your brain narrows options, scans for danger, and prioritizes quick relief. That internal fight, push forward while the nervous system breaks, burns glucose and attention before you've done anything meaningful. You feel exhausted, not accomplished, which proves the critic's story and makes the next start heavier. This is why cram and punish days feel heroic for 20 minutes and collapse in hour 2. You white-knuckle with a tight chest, then suddenly you're reorganizing folders or watching a productivity video. Not a character flaw, a body trying to end discomfort fast. Faster pacing doesn't equal retention or output. Safe starts beat forced marathons because safety keeps the prefrontal cortex online. So we don't bully biology, we leverage it. We lower threat first, then ask for action. Longer exhale to tap the vagus brake tells the system, not a tiger. Concrete language creates edges. Right now, open the file. Tiny, time-boxed motion delivers a quick, honest completion. Stopping on time teaches your body that starts aren't traps. Each of those reduces the perceived cost of starting, which restores cognitive flexibility and approach motivation. Another trap, tying identity to willpower. I'm the kind of person who grinds. Under pressure, that identity demands long sessions you can't trust, so you avoid starting at all. Coach identity is lighter and more reliable. It says, right now, breathe out longer, just 60 seconds. Process over outcome. Starts over streaks. Evidence over pep talks. If you're thinking, but I'm really behind, that's exactly when threat is highest and willpower is most brittle. The paradox, smaller starts move more faster. 3 clean minutes at 9, 30, 1, 15, and 4, 0, 0 beat a 6-hour promise you'll skip. And once the loop flips, start right arrow relief, right arrow tiny progress, right arrow lighter identity, you often choose more minutes by preference, not pressure. The rule of thumb, if a plan requires you to feel different before you act, it's fragile. If it lets you act safely while feeling exactly how you feel, it's durable. Reduce threat, shrink the first move, respect the stop, and let motivation trail action, not lead it. Biology stops fighting you and starts helping. Advanced, perfectionism and planning theater. Perfectionism looks like standards, but under pressure it becomes a safety behavior. It says, if I can make this flawless, I won't be judged, which keeps you in draft land. The fix isn't to kill standards, it's to move them. Here, the golden shadow move, redirect discernment into a timed final review window, not the messy middle. That way, quality becomes a stage, not a stall. Run the 3-pass rule. Pass 1, create, ugly, fast, and complete. Pass 2, clarify, fix logic, add missing pieces, leave placeholders. Pass 3, polish. Set a 15-minute timer and spend that time only on language, formatting, and finesse. When the timer ends, it ships or it schedules a micro-revision, not a new rabbit hole. Your high standards live in Pass 3, where they belong. Now, planning theater. Dashboards, Kanbans, bird's eye views, great tools that often turn into a show. You're working by grooming tasks while deliverables sit untouched. The cost is real. 43% report spending 10+ hours a week on productivity theater. That's a full day of performative motion that earns applause but not outcomes. The antidote is movement bias. Every planning block must end with a concrete start. Make 2 micro rules. Rule 1, no plan without a proof. If you make a board, the session ends with 1 60-second reset on a priority card. 1 minute, not later. Rule 2, visible deliverables beat visual dashboards. When you're tempted to reorganize labels, ask, what's the smallest shippable slice I can move today? Then run a minute on that slice. Planning becomes a runway, not a residence. Use exaggeration to defang compulsions. Give your perfectionist or planner 10 minutes on the clock and tell them to go overboard. Tune fonts, recolor cards, align boxes. When the timer dings, laugh and flip into 1 minute of creation. The contrast trains your brain to feel the silliness of the stall and the relief of the start. A quick template to keep you honest. Definition: standards live in the final 15-minute window. Boundary: no editing during creation passes. Evidence: every planning session ends with 1 shipped inch. Checkpoint: after 3 micro moves, decide to schedule a focused block or stop. You're not lowering quality, you're sequencing it where it works. The golden shadow here is your eye for detail, redirected to the moment where detail compounds value instead of blocking it. Paired with your 4-6 breath and 1-minute resets, perfectionism stops guarding the gate and starts polishing what actually exists. And planning stops being a stage and becomes rails you can trust. Shadow integration: redirect raw traits. Let's turn the rest of your flaws into fuel. The framework is simple. Identify right arrow, map right arrow, reframe, redirect. 4 moves that convert raw traits into levers you can use daily. Identify is 1 line without drama. I delay until the last minute. I rewrite past usefulness. I dig in during disagreements. Naming cuts fog, no backstory needed. Map shows where it drains you. Choose 1 context and write 3 bullets. I stall at the first sentence. I overread it before sending. I argue over approach, not outcomes. You're spotting the cues and the moments, not judging them. Reframe finds the golden shadow. What's the usable energy inside this trait? For procrastination, incubation with a timer. My delay gathers ideas, I'll box it to 4 hours, then start. For stubbornness, persistence aimed at outcomes, not debates. I'll channel heat into finishing 2 critical tasks this week. For perfectionism, quality discernment redirected. My high bar lives in a 15-minute final pass. You're not excusing, you're assigning. Redirect makes it measurable. Tie the reframe to a micro goal. Procrastination. At 2 p.m., a 25-minute sprint follows a 4-hour incubation window. Stubbornness. 2 done screenshots by Friday, not 10 comments on threads. Perfectionism. 3-pass rule, timer on for polish. Measurement cements the change because it gives your brain a scoreboard it can trust. Here are 3 quick conversions you can run today. Procrastination, right arrow incubation plus ignition. Identify, I delay starts. Map, I spin when tasks are vague. Reframe, I incubate on purpose, then I start small. Redirect, set a 4-hour cap, leave 3 bullets, then 1 60-second reset at the cap. Stubbornness, right arrow, durable follow-through. Identify, I argue my plan. Map, debate spike before action. Reframe, my intensity is stamina for finish lines. Redirect, pick 1 outcome. Schedule 3 1-minute starts daily toward it. No debate until after the ding. Perfectionism, right arrow golden shadow finalization. Identify, I overpolish early. Map, I edit lines before ideas exist. Reframe, my I belongs at the end. Redirect, 3-pass rule with a 15-minute polish window. Ship at the ding or park a single micro revision. 2 guardrails keep this honest. First, subtraction beats stacking apps. If your new rule needs a new tool, shrink the rule. Second, evidence beats affirmations. Screenshots, shipped inches, checked boxes, use receipts, not pep talks. Run the framework right now in 90 seconds. Write 1 line to identify. Add 3 bullets to map. Draft 1 sentence to reframe. Set 1 measurable redirect for this week. Then breathe 4-6 and do a single 1-minute move that proves the redirect is live. That's the click. Shadow traits stop hijacking your day because they've been given jobs. And when every flaw has a job, you stop burning energy hiding them and start getting paid by their strengths. Humor as pattern release. Let's take some pressure out of this with humor because shame hates daylight. Naming the absurd out loud breaks secrecy and lowers threat. Example, I spent 40 minutes reorganizing my to-do app so I wouldn't have to do my to-do. That line gets a laugh in any team stand-up because everyone's done it. Laughter is a safe exhale, your nervous system updates, not a tiger, and your prefrontal cortex comes back online. Use a simple script. Call the clown, then run the minute. First, name the silly behavior in 1 sentence. Apparently, I'm a world-class font nudger. Smile, breathe 4-6 once, then run 1 60-second micro move toward the real task. You're not mocking yourself, you're releasing tension so the reset can fire. Team-friendly humor helps without blame. Lines like, if the board gets any prettier, we'll have to frame it, okay, 1 shippable inch now, land softly and redirect action. Or, I caught myself speed color coding. Reset 1 minute on the draft. Keep the tone kind, never personal. Humor points at behavior, not identity. Set a comedy checkpoint for your worst stall. When you notice it, say a per-written line, productivity theater, today's matinee. Then immediately run the protocol. Reframe, exhale longer, name the concrete move, 60 seconds, stop, decide. Humor is the pattern release. The reset is the pattern replace. 1 caution, keep humor as a bridge back to action, not a detour. If you notice 3 jokes in a row with no minute, the bit became avoidance. Smile, then say, 1 minute right now. You're pairing relief with motion, not with escape. Micro story. A PM kept turning status updates into mini TED Talks. We added the line, welcome to Slide Polishing Live, followed by a hard 60-second start on 1 bullet of the actual memo. The joke popped the balloon, the minute made tangible progress. That pairing made the habit lose its grip. Retention rehooks, every 5-7 minutes. Let's stack quick engagement spikes so your brain keeps saying, stick with this. Think of them as tiny anchors every few minutes. Use curiosity reveals. Here's the mistake that derails this next step and the 10-second fix. Pay it off immediately with a micro demo. Success pops work too. Watch this, ugly first line, ding now look at how my shoulders drop. Then ask, try yours. Flip expectations with subversions. You don't need more discipline, you need a safer first minute. Follow with 4-6 breath, 1 sentence, stop. Keep the loop tight, promise, payoff, prompt. Plant open loops at the 70% mark. In a minute, I'll show you my one-tap doc setup that cuts start time to 2 seconds. Deliver it a beat later to earn trust. Bridge sections with energetic phrases that avoid the step "why" feel. Before we move, one quick lever that makes the next part easier. Or, once this feels light, the next win is almost automatic. Then drop a single, concrete instruction. Drop mistake micro-stories when attention dips. Yesterday, I ignored the stop and turned 1 minute into 40. Today, my body resisted the next reset. That's why the ding matters. Tie it back to your guardrail. End each mini segment with a "now you try" nudge. Whisper your line, exhale longer, 1 minute on the smallest move. Ding, decide. Keep them doing, not just listening. Finally, vary rhythm. Alternate a fast, concrete demo with a brief why, then another fast demo. Every 5-7 minutes, deliver a quick win, a revealed trap, or a surprising shortcut. Your brain gets a hit of useful and stays with you to the next start. What if, future pacing the new baseline? Let's time travel a month. You've shifted relief from avoidance to motion. Starts feel light. Your day's retention curve is flat or rising because you don't crash after a miss, you reset. Backlog is smaller, not because you sprinted, but because you chained 3 clean minutes at 9, 30, 1:15, and 4:00. Session chaining beats forced marathons. Mornings look simple. 1 breath, 1 line, ding. You check 1 box and get an honest win before your coffee cools. That tiny exhale removes the friction you used to carry into noon. By lunch, 2 boxes are ticked, not hours starts. The identity upgrade is quiet but solid. I start. Afternoons stabilize. A 2:15 recognize plus reset, ping catches the slide. You map TTFA in 10 seconds, breathe 4-6 once, move for a minute, stop. Your brain now predicts recovery, not collapse. Meetings are calmer because you arrive with edges defined and 1 visible deliverable moved. Perfectionism doesn't gatekeep. It lives in a 15-minute polish window at the end where it shines. Planning isn't theater. Every board session ends with 1 shipped inch. Your one-tap shortcuts and start script TXD make the first minute feel like muscle memory. Friction falls, trust rises. Even tough days do nuke momentum. You run a 30-second floor reset at night, check 1 box, read yesterday's tiny wins, and go to bed with your streak intact. Evidence beats pep talks, your nervous system believes you. Next lever, stretch resets into clean 25-minute sprints without spiking the critic. Same entrance, reframe, longer exhale, name the move. Add a 25-minute timer and keep the no-edit creation pass, then a timed polish. You're building deep work on top of safe starts. The headline isn't heroic output. It's a nervous system that trusts you. Starts are safe. Stops are respected. Relief lives in motion. Implementation challenge. From there, 3-step action plan. Let's lock this in with 1 clear assignment you can run today. 3 steps, 15 minutes total, then you're done. Step 1, run a single 90-second reset on your most avoided task. Whisper, "I'm not behind, I'm in a reset." Exhale longer, 4 in, 6 out, once or twice to tap the vagus brake. Name the smallest visible move. Right now, open the doc or draft subject only. Set a 1-minute timer. Move, stop at the ding. Ask, "Do I want one more?" Either answer is a win because the goal is relief from motion, not escape. Step 2, delete 2 clicks from tomorrow's top, start and pre-stage a next line. Do a 2-minute friction audit on your priority task. Pin the file, create a direct bookmark to the exact doc, or add a keyboard shortcut. Then open the file and leave 1 bold line. Next, 1 ugly sentence about X that move converts fog into edges your body will trust in the first minute. Step 3, draw 5 boxes for starts and earn 1 check today. Label them R1, R5 on a sticky or home screen widget. When you complete the 60-second reset, check a box and pair it with a micro reward. Say yes, squeeze a fist, or tap a chime. Add 1 line under it called Tiny Win and write exactly what moved. Ugly first line at 2:40, or subject drafted. That pairing retrains your nervous system to expect relief from action. Add 2 safety nets. First, set 2, recognize plus reset reminders at your known slump times, 1 near morning start, 1 after lunch. When they ping, run TTFA, then a 1-minute move. Second, use the floor rule. If the day goes sideways, run a 30-second reset at night, check one box, and go to bed. Recovery beats regret. Comment prompt for accountability. Post the task you're avoiding plus your reframe line. Example, Grant intro, I'm in a reset, just 60 seconds. If you want an extra nudge, add your initials plan for the week. Aim for 1 W box daily if writing S been dodged. One final guardrail, decide at the ding. No mid-minute upgrades. Stay safe when stops are respected. You'll often choose another minute, you never have to. Run the 3 steps today, you'll feel the click. Key takeaway. You moved relief from avoidance to action using a 90-second reset, clearer first minutes, and tiny metrics that reward starts. Your next move is simple. Do 1 reset today on your most avoided task, delete 2 clicks from tomorrow's start, and check 1 box with a quick yes. Then watch my advanced sprint protocol to turn these safe starts into clean 25-minute focus blocks without spiking the critic. Subscribe if you want tools that pair nervous system safety with practical output. End this video and start your minute now. 10-second micro rehooks sprinkled. Here are quick lines you can drop whenever attention wobbles. Use one, then immediately cue a 1-minute move. The mistake that ruins this next step and the 10-second fix. Don't upgrade scope mid-minute. Say, decide at the ding, then keep typing. Watch this ugly first line, ding, feel your shoulders drop. Now you try 1 sentence. You don't need more discipline, you need a safer first minute. Breathe 4-6, name the move, go. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. 1 tap doc plus next. Line equals 2 second starts. Don't do what I did yesterday. Blew past the ding, then resisted the next start. Respect the stop to protect trust. If you remember nothing else, remember this: the fastest relief wins. Make it come from motion. Tiny win time. Whisper your line, exhale longer, 60 seconds, ding, decide. The game changer nobody talks about. Standards belong in a 15-minute final polish, not the first draft. Quick subversion. Planning doesn't count unless it ends with 1 shipped inch. Start timer now. Open loop. In 60 seconds, I'll show you my exact start script, TXT. First, run your minute. Task-specific jolts. Writing, make it bad on purpose. 1 line, ding. Inbox, 5 subjects only. Decide, don't reply yet. Fitness, shoes on. March in place for 60 seconds. Identity nudges. I start, say it, then earn 1 check. I'm in a reset. Breathe out longer once, name the move. Boundary reminders. We'll feel later, 1 minute now. No plan without a proof. 1 shippable inch before you close the tab. Drop one of these, then immediately pair it with your reset chain. Promise payoff, prompt, keep the loop tight. Micro stories and case snippets bank. A writer was stalled for 2 weeks on an intro that needed to land. We ran 6 resets across 1 day, each 1 minute, each starting with an ugly first line like, "This is clunky, but here's the point." After the 3rd ding, her body trusted the stop. By sunset, she had a full draft. Not from willpower, because the fastest relief moved to motion and her perfectionism lived in a 15-minute polish at the end. A freelancer faced 600 unread emails. We didn't aim for inbox 0. 2 resets a day, sort 5 subjects only, then, if she wanted, 1 subject line and the first sentence for the most important thread. 4 days later, under 200 with no marathon and no shame spiral. The pivot was concrete units, 5 decisions, not fix everything. Fitness looked impossible for a client who said, "I'm not a workout person." We made the start physical and laughably small. Shoes on, then 60 seconds of marching. Ding, decide, some days it was just that. 2 weeks later, she chose a 10-minute walk most days. Identity shifted quietly from I avoid to I start. A team cut start time from 20 minutes to 2. They created a 1-tap document that opened to the exact section, cursor on the first line, with a next prompt waiting. They also kept a tiny start script, TXT, I'm in a reset, just 60 seconds. Right now, I'm going to. Those rails beat motivation because the next move was visible and present. One operations lead kept getting lost in dashboards. We used the rule, no plan without a proof. Every grooming session ended with 1 minute on a shippable inch, a single checklist item, a first sentence of a brief, 1 row of real data. Colleagues stopped applauding the board and started seeing delivered slivers. Planning became runway, not residence. Sticky phrases help under pressure. Right now, open the doc. 5 subjects only. Possible beats perfect. Decide at the ding. 1 shippable inch. They're short because threat hates complexity. Pair any of them with a longer exhale and you'll feel the floor drop under your feet again. One more, a designer who needed inspiration used to scroll portfolios. We flipped it to 1 rectangle rule, open Figma, drop 1 rectangle, ding. That tiny start cut the fog. Most days she chose a second minute, some days she didn't. Either way, she rebuilt trust. Starts are safe, stops are respected. The pattern across these: starts measured in seconds, language that shrinks threat, and a clear boundary that protects the next start. That's how relief relocates and results follow. Objection handling and edge cases. I'm truly behind, I don't have time for tiny starts. That's exactly when they help most. Under threat, willpower shatters. A single honest minute creates state change faster than a 6-hour promise you'll dodge. Use the floor rule, 1 60-second reset now, then choose a second minute only if you want it. Start scale, pressure collapses. Small starts don't count. Your nervous system updates from evidence, not speeches. 1 minute is a real action and a real completion. You're teaching your brain start relief right arrow tiny progress. That's the loop you need before any long block matters. I'll accidentally work long. You might. If you repeatedly blow past the ding, your body learns that starts hide traps. Fix it with a 1-week trust reset, hard stop at the first ding every time, even when you want more. You'll choose longer blocks again once safety returns. My tasks are too complex for 1 minute. The project may be complex. The first move is convert finish to start language. Open the spec. Write the test name only. Sketch 1 box. If you can't find a 1-minute slice, the task is ambiguous. Add a next line and name the smallest visible action. What if I need quality? Perfection matters in my field. Great, put it where it returns the most. A timed final review. 3-pass rule: create, clarify, polish. Protect the first 2 passes from your critic. Then let your golden shadow, your discernment, shine in a 15-minute window. I tried breathwork. It doesn't work for me. You're not meditating. 1 or 2 4-6 cycles signal safety via the vagus nerve. If counting annoys you, just make the exhale longer than the inhale once. The goal is to lower perceived threat, not to achieve zen. What if a reset triggers a rabbit hole? Use fixed units and scope locks. Inbox, 5 subjects only. Writing, 1 ugly first line. Research, 1 quote or 1 stat only, then stop. The unit is the fence. I keep forgetting to reset. Add friction and cues. Put a reset sticky at your anchor spot. Set 2 recognize plus reset reminders at known slump times. Pre-stage a 1-tap doc and a start script. TXD, so the micro move is 1 click away. I have ADHD. Does this still help? Many ADHD brains benefit from tiny, immediate wins, visual trackers, and low-friction entrances. Keep resets concrete and sensory. Say the line aloud, tap the timer, check a box, celebrate with a quick yes. If you use medication or coaching, pair them with these starts. Team culture rewards theater. Set a personal standard, no plan without a proof. Show 1 shippable inch after every stand-up. Offer team-friendly humor to diffuse polish spirals. Great board, now 1 shipped inch. Influence spreads faster when you demonstrate movement. Bottom line, if it requires you to feel different first, it's fragile. If it lets you act safely as you are, it's durable. Shrink the first move, breathe out longer, guard the stop, and let the evidence stack. Quality and retention audit checklist. Let's lock in a quick audit you can run before publishing or presenting this system so viewers stay and learn. Think of it as your retention tune-up. Hook tension, planted loops, 30-second interrupts. Did you open with a clear problem and a bold, specific promise? Did you plant at least 2 open loops early, 1 technique coming up, 1 mistake to avoid, and pay them off within a few minutes? Every 30 seconds, add a micro win, a mistake reveal, or a surprising shortcut. Learning objective clarity. Can a new viewer say in 1 sentence what they'll be able to do by the end? If not, tighten your teaching promise and restate it before the first demo. Balance theory and drills. Check your ratio. For each chunk of why, show a micro how within 60 seconds. If theory runs long, insert a quick reset demo. Breath 4-6, name the move, 1-minute action. Momentum checkpoints. After each section, include a now you try cue with 1 sentence, 1 breath, and 1 60-second start. Keep them doing, not nodding. Guardrail reminders. Reiterate, decide at the ding. No plan without a proof, and standards live in the final 15-minute window. Boundaries protect the next start. Environment friction audit. Do you show 1 tap starts a visible next line and a start script txt? Remove 2 clicks from your demo flow. Identity safety. Swap Critic for coach lines, right now and possible beats perfect, and use team-friendly humor to release shame, then return to action. Metrics alignment. Are you measuring starts, not stories? Put 5 visible boxes on screen and check 1 live. Drop-off mitigation. Plan rehooks at minutes 5, 10, and 15. A trap reveal, a tiny success, a tool shortcut. At 70%, open 1 loop and close it fast. Close with an action plan and 1 next video bridge. End abruptly after the CTA. Start script templates and checklists. Here's a tiny toolkit you can copy into your notes right now. Start script txt, paste this at the top of your desktop. I'm not behind, I'm in a reset. Just 60 seconds. Right now I'm going to. Breathe 4-6 once, set timer, move, stop, decide. Decide at the ding, no mid-minute upgrades. Variants for common contexts. Writing, right now I'm writing 1 ugly first line. Inbox, right now I'm sorting 5 subjects only. Research, right now I'm pulling 1 quote only. Fitness, right now shoes on, 60 seconds of marching. 1 tap checklist. Create a direct shortcut to the exact doc, not the app home. Pin the file tab, save logins, enable a 60-second focus mode on open. Leave a bold next line in every file before you close. 3-pass rule card, print or pin. Pass 1, create messy, no editing allowed. Pass 2, clarify logic, fill gaps, leave placeholders. Pass 3, Polish for 15 minutes. Ship at the ding or schedule 1 micro revision. 3 RS sticky, keyboard or monitor. Recognize, TTFA in 1 line. Reset, reframe, 4-6 breath, 60-second move, stop, decide. Review 2 minutes, what worked, friction next. Momentum metrics sheet. Draw 5 boxes, R1, R5. 1 reset equals 1 check. Add tiny initials, WEFSA, after each check to steer balance. Floor rule, 1 30-second reset on rough days, keeps the streak and identity safe. Friction audit mini worksheet. Tomorrow's top 3 starts. Current first 3 actions, remove 2 steps each, shortcut, pin, rename. Blockers to hide for 1 minute. Phone face down, notifications off, single window. Coach versus critic swaps card. Always never right arrow right now. Perfect right arrow possible. Finish right arrow start. Why am I like this? What's next for 60 seconds? Humor cue card. Productivity theater, today's matinee. World-class font measure detected. Run the protocol. Reframe, exhale longer, name the move, 60 seconds, stop. Weekly tiny tweak list, 5 minutes. Remove 1 click from a top start. Pre-stage 1 next, line. Refresh 1 coach line for a known trigger. Transition bridges library. Use these bridges to move cleanly without sounding stepwise. Momentum bridges. Before we go deeper, here's the 60-second version you can run right now. Now here's where most people mess this up, and the fix takes 10 seconds. Once this feels light, the next win is almost automatic. Clarity bridges. Quick checkpoint, you should be able to do X in under a minute, try it now. If that felt heavy, shrink it again. Here's the smaller version. Identity and safety bridges. If your critic just woke up, switch to coach. Right now, open the doc. Laugh once, then move. Name the silly habit, exhale longer, 1 minute. Environment bridges. Tools aren't the point, starts are. Still, 1 tweak makes this effortless. We'll keep the app boring and the start obvious. 1 tap, cursor ready, next, waiting. Guardrail bridges. This is where the ding matters. Respect the stop to protect the next start. No plan without a proof. Close this segment with one shipped inch. Loop and pay off bridges. In 60 seconds, I'll show you my exact start script. TXD, first, run your minute. Remember the trap we teased. Here, S how to avoid it in a single line. CTA bridge. You've got safe starts. Next, we'll turn them into clean 25-minute sprints without spiking the critic.